is going to be Donnie Kaecher from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania versus Joe Cuff from Hartford, Connecticut. Joe Cuff, 6'2", 140 pounds. 6'2", 140 pounds, that's pretty lean.
He's a lean specimen. I tell you, he's from the North American Grappling Association, and he's an experienced ground fighter. Should be interesting to see how he brings it out. As it shows on the graphic, he's a technical ground fighter.
He's a very intense individual. And his opponent. Oh, he looks mean. Donnie Kaecher.
Coming out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 5'6", 137 pounds. Donnie Kaecher, a World Extreme Fighting veteran, having won his last 2 bouts in the World Extreme Fighting. He'll be ready for this fight.
He's 2-0. He's got good heart. He's a very determined fighter and really good at submissions.
Donnie Kaecher also trains with Team Pitt at.
Okay, now let's go up to T.J. Thompson for the introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for match number 2. Scheduled for 3 4-minute rounds with a 3-minute overtime. The fighter on my left, fighting in the black and green trunks. 140 pounds from Hartford, Connecticut. Please welcome Joe Cuff. And ladies and gentlemen, the fighter on my right side brings in a professional fighting record of 5 wins and 0 losses. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Donnie Kaecher. On Todd Fredrickson's command.
Okay, Kaecher versus Cuff. This is going to be a wild fight, I think. Both these guys are really intense individuals. Look at the looks in their eyes.
They're very intense. It should be a very exciting and. Are you ready? Fight! Donnie Kaecher rushing the ring, closing the distance, and gets taken down by Joe Cuff.
Nice
takedown.
Nice double leg.
Joe Cuff working around the legs, establishing a side mount position, trying to pass that knee to the side.
Yeah, he's going to try and pass that guard. He wants to try and get the mount. Kaecher from the bottom does have a little bit of a guillotine, but he doesn't have the guard, so it's really not going to be an effective choke at this particular moment.
Yeah, really, he would really have to reestablish the guard, elevate his hips, and really pull against that throat to be able to establish a guillotine choke. You're right, Stephen. I don't see him working a lot from here, although it's containing the hips of Cuff as they approach the rings, the edge of the cage there.
Let's work, guys. Let's work.
Okay. And it looks like Kaecher's on the bottom, Cuff's on top, and Kaecher looks like he's trying to get back to his feet.
Donnie Kaecher throwing some knees there to the side of the ribs of Joe Cuff, cinching in that guillotine even tighter.
I tell you, if Kaecher is able to reestablish the guard here, he has a tight guillotine choke. He really needs to work his hips underneath.
It looks like he's got it already. It looks like he's got him in a bad position.
He's elevating the hips. He's got a good position here.
He has to be careful that Joe Cuff doesn't just mount him at this point and step over.
Joe Cuff should flip both legs all the way over to the other side and pop out.
He should come across and straddle in what's known as the mount position here. It's an effective counter to this guillotine choke.
Yeah, because Kaecher's not defending the mount right now. Oh, now he is, but when his legs go down, it's an easy crossover for that left knee.
Absolutely, you're right, Stephen. He could have taken the mount there. And as he does take the mount here.
Heavy blows raining down onto Donnie.
And it's ground and pound time.
Well, Kaecher did a nice job of sucking him back in and trying to close the distance to keep the strikes at their minimum.
There you see a mount escape. He was trying to buck his hips up, trying to roll Donnie Kaecher off of him.
Now, the problem that Kaecher faces is that Cuff is up against the fence, so if he does buck him, he can just grab the fence and stabilize himself. Grabbing the fence is legal in World Extreme Fighting.
Yeah, Stephen, unlike other events, you can stabilize yourself on the fence here, and there's no time limit as to it as long as you're working.
Now, they're both exchanging strikes. Oh, nice elbow. Now, Kaecher is doing a smart thing. He's worked his way back to the center of the octagon. He doesn't have to deal with the fence. If he does try and buck or a turnover, he can do it more effectively with nothing impeding him like the fence.
He's taken away a counter of Joe Cuff, and that Joe Cuff can't use the fence to stabilize him anymore, so you're absolutely correct. If he could flip him over here, at least reestablish a half guard, he'd be in a much better position.
I'd say both these guys are well schooled on the ground. Defensively and offensively, I wouldn't say that Cuff had landed a significant amount of effective strikes. Now, he did land one sliding elbow, but they're working close.
I wasn't able to judge the impact of that strike, but I don't see any blood
nice
opening.
turnover.
Nice reversal. Nice reversal. Right into the guard
reversal.
itself.
We see Donnie working the body right away, working the body into the head.
Now we're going to see how Kaecher works from the top. We've seen how he worked from the bottom, which he had fairly good defense against the strikes. Cuff has got to keep those knees up high. He could go for a triangle if one of the arms pops through the legs. And he's going for it. Looks like he's going to try for that triangle. But with both arms around the neck, it's very difficult. And
Closing in on about 30 seconds left in the first round here.
Nice leg kicks to Joe Cuff from Donnie Kaecher. And then both fighters going back to their original positions. Kaecher in the guard, continuing to work the body and head.
I tell you, Cuff seems very comfortable from this position. He seems very relaxed.
Yes, he does. You're absolutely correct, Wade.
We're approaching the end of the round here.
And that's the end of the round. That was really a seesaw battle. It saw, at first, Cuff had the advantage in the top with Kaecher on the bottom, but then Kaecher did the reverse. There we see Donnie Kaecher getting some corner instructions. No significant damage was done by either fighter. It would be a hard round to score. I'd be interested to see how the judges scored that round.
In Kaecher's corner, we have Chris Custer, who is also a member of Team Pitt, who also fought on the last World Extreme Fighting #7 card, as well as other Team Pitt member Jeremy Bennett, who has also fought for World Extreme Fighting. So Team Pitt is a very well-rounded school who likes to come and compete. So we have a very gamed opponent here in Donnie Kaecher.
And that appears to be it. It appears as though Joe Cuff has
submitted in his corner.
a verbal submission. He cannot continue. He's unable to start the second round.
Here's the replay. We've got some strikes here. Cuff on top. And let's go up to T.J. Thompson for the official verdict. That's not a popular one with the crowd.
At the end of round one, Joe Cuff would not answer the bell. The winner, Donnie Kaecher.
That was interesting. You know, Cuff had control for a good portion of the fight, maybe two-thirds of the fight. But then Kaecher did a beautiful reversal and took control. A lot of heart, great defense, great future in the sport.
I tell you, it was a very seesaw battle.
Okay, let's go up to ringside with George Brazil, who is live with Conan Silveira.